In breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court that has given the Modi government at the centre a 5-week ultimatum to come back with positive results in the Delhi elections. As a parting shot, the apex court asked the government to consider the plea not from the point of view of the Aam Aadmi Party, which had filed the petition to dissolve the Delhi Assembly, but to consider the issue from the perspective of the citizens of Delhi who've elected representatives who are not working yet but are continuing to draw their salaries sitting at home. Jaskirat Singh Baba is on the phone line with us. Jaskirat, the Supreme Court giving a 5-week ultimatum to the centre to come back with positive results on the Delhi elections. Now, what really are these positive results that the Supreme Court is looking for from the centre?
Well, overall, going by the mood of the court, once again, this is a constitution bench headed by Justice Datta, who is next in line to become the Chief Justice of India in less than 2 months.
Right.
If you're given the understanding of the mood of the court, I wouldn't really say it's an ultimatum. In fact, the chief is the next chief is quite positive that a decision will be arrived at within the next 4 to 5 weeks. Okay. And they expect that by the next time that the hearing takes place, which is approximately around the 9th of September, a decision would have already been arrived at. So the Supreme Court understands that there could be a hierarchy issue over here because it may involve directions to the Lieutenant Governor, and that could come in for a future conflict, including a question on the hierarchy, whether or not the Supreme Court can even direct a Lieutenant Governor, which is why they simply asked the government to take a call by the on this either way, whether it's to hold the election or not to hold the election, either way to take a call by the 9th of September and come back with their response. At the same time, the Aam Aadmi Party expressed its apprehension that maybe a little sooner would perhaps be better. But the Supreme Court pacified them, suggesting that he's quite confident that the government will be able to arrive at that decision. Now, this comes right after earlier in the day, the Supreme Court had asked the government and only given them 1 hour earlier in the day to come back with a response about their intentions of the government formation. But now it seems to have calmed down a bit and has given the government 5 weeks.
Jaskirat, does that effectively mean that either one of the parties in Delhi can rustle up a government within 5 weeks, or we will have a final decision on when the elections will finally be held?
But that's correct. It's going to go either way. But what will happen is that the limbo will not exist.
Right.
That's exactly what the Supreme Court is looking at. That it should not be in a limbo where no decision has been taken, whether one of the existing parties forms the government or whether a fresh election is called for. In fact, Prashant Bhushan, appearing for Aam Aadmi Party along with Shanti Bhushan and Fali Nariman, expressed his view that perhaps an early call could be taken, right, because there are assembly elections scheduled in other states in India around between October and December, somewhere around October and December. So he wanted an early hearing so that the Delhi election could also be scheduled along with those state elections. But the Supreme Court, once again, like I said, pacified, saying that they are quite sure that the government will be able to take a call in the next 5 weeks or so. But just to give a hint and just to give a sense of view or the mood of the court, they said, and they told the centre that don't take this as a point of view of the Aam Aadmi Party alone, but from a Delhi citizen's point of view who has elected a representative, and this representative is sitting at home and drawing a salary but not really working in the Delhi Assembly.
All right, Jaskirat, we'll keep a close eye on that interesting turn of events in the Supreme Court there that had wrapped the central government over the Delhi government deadlock. It asked the centre what endeavours were being made to form a government in Delhi. The apex court had asked the centre to come back with a positive result within 5 weeks, calling an end to the impasse. The Supreme Court has asked why were MLAs sitting at home while they continued to draw their salaries.